Now, what's going on, guys? I wanted to make a little video here about one of the shows. Like I said, I did grow up watching thanks to my mom, and anyway, um, I enjoyed it, and this also helped me get in the cars too. They, love helping people and stuff like that. Anyway, the show I'm talking about is the Dukes of Hazzard. Now, the first time I ever watched this was actually this reunion here. I never watched any of the shows. This was the first time I ever saw the General Lee and all that met these boys was the reunion. And not long after that, that's when I got to ride in my uncle's Nova that time. And pretty much it sounded the same thing like this. However, I learned a couple years ago why they sounded the same because they edited, you know how they do with sounds and stuff. And they used the sound of a small block Chevrolet motor. So when I was riding in my uncle's car, I'm like, holy cow, this sounds like a General Lee. So that's why I fell in love with it even more. But anyway, so I know John talks about this a lot as well. And we know on these things they do sound editing and stuff like that. So they really don't use the real sound. Hence, the General Lee does not sound like its real self. Neither does the Mustang. So I want to show you here the difference between this and the original. And like I said, I think the original sounds better. Like I said, you don't need all this other stuff, but I guess you would have to do it this way if you wanted to have music in the background. But I would still prefer the regular car sound because this sounds so much better. It brings a tear to my eye. So let's watch this first. Okay, that's the first part. After the ad here, I'm sure.
Now, if you were on the set, as Ken was, then you'd say, well...
So, let's see. Get to the second part here. So here's what it actually sounds
looks
like.
They shot that thing 4 or 5 times. Can't they ever get it right? Well, now that you've seen the shots one at a time, take a look at this. This is how the sequence
Listen
looks
to the General
when it's all cut
here.
together.
Good grief. Now you tell me which sounds better. Oh my gosh. And John, oh my goodness, they did this in he did this in every episode of the Dukes of Hazzard. I don't know how the drivetrain survived this, but every time that he did a burnout in that car, he would neutral drop it. That's how you would think it was restrictive, like you let the clutch out, but it's automatic. So he would start it up, floor it, and you heard it was up on a chip, and he dropped it in the drive, and then when it shocked the transmission and all that, go to the rear tire, it spun the tires like that. So we could listen to that again. I gotta listen to it again anyway. Gets it up on the chip, but it's carbureted though.
Get it right? Well, now that you've seen the shots one at a time, take a look at this. This is how the sequence looks when it's all cut together.
Floors it, drops it in the drive, shocks the rear tires, and does a burnout. Oh my God, that sounds better. So, like I said, that's original sounder. They definitely could have used that. I would have rather heard that than anything else. But the only difference is they wouldn't be able to use any music, because if he put music over that, they probably wouldn't be able to hear the car or something like that. I don't know. But that sounds so much better. What do you guys think?